Hey, I'm Leah Long, and my life changed when I learned to forgive myself. Now, a lot of people say that you have to learn to forgive others, you have to learn to let things go, but nobody ever really tells you that you need to learn to forgive yourself. And let me tell you a little story about what I mean by this, and you'll understand. When I was 16 years old, I was raped and abused by someone I thought that I was in love with. I just say I was in a relationship with someone. And it took a while because I thought that I did that to myself. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm the type of person, I'm real feisty. I'm very in your face, direct, or say whatever comes to mind. So it's kind of hard for people to believe that something like that would happen to me. And because something like that happened to me, it took away all of my security. I felt vulnerable, and I vowed to myself, never again. Never will I ever feel vulnerable again. Never will I ever put myself in that position. And I harbored a lot of hate and ill will towards that person for, I would say, a good 10 years. After that, it was nothing but if I see that person, I'm going to hurt them. But the funny part about it is we stayed in a relationship for a while. It's not like I left because I was too embarrassed. I was too prideful. You have that sense of, what did I do wrong? What did I do to make that person do that to me? Or how could I allow this to happen? And it's embarrassing, especially for somebody with my personality. I didn't want anybody to know that I was weak or had allowed somebody to do that to me. So for a long time I blamed him. It was all about, I hate him, I don't want to see him anymore. And I searched around to try to find my power, get my power back. And for me, that was through sex. I don't know how real y'all want this video to be, but I'm just gonna be honest. It was through sex, and sex wasn't anything to me but seeking power. So I sought power in being able to say, hey you, I want you tonight. Hey you, I want you tonight. Because that gave me this false sense of power. Because in my mind, every guy that I was pointing at and saying I want you was him, and I was taking just a little bit of myself back. Maybe, you know, not too logical, doesn't make sense to a normal person, but in my crazy mind, that's what I believed and that's what I felt, and I did that for a while. And anybody that I was close to afterwards, actually seriously wanting to talk to or in a relationship, I pushed them away. It was completely opposite. I didn't want to have sex with that person. I didn't want to be intimate with that person because that didn't signify love for me. It was all about power and who has the upper hand. So it took me a while to get over that. And it not only pertained to sex, but it also pertained to other things in life. Whether it's work, whether it's friendships, or any other type of relationship with a male. I always had that baggage, that drama. You know that song, Bag Lady, you gotta drop all your bags. Well, in order for me to drop all my bags, I had to learn how to forgive. And the first step of that was actually forgiving him. So I went through that step, talked to him, prayed about it, meditated about it. Just had to really think about what he was doing to my life. The whole time for over 10 years, I thought that I was gaining my power back from him when actually I was giving him power for 10 years. He had power over my entire life for 10 years. And I say that because when you harbor ill feelings about someone inside of you, that person is controlling you. They're going on about their life. They don't even know that, you know, you still hold these feelings towards you. So if you have any type of hatred or any type of malice for anyone or any situation, you have to learn to let that go, because that will negate whatever positive things that may come your way. Okay, so when I forgave him, I thought, okay, it's all good. That's what the Bible says, you have to forgive others, and everybody says you need to forgive that person. But you know what happened? Crazy. I went into this funk, this rut. You know, nothing was ever good enough. It was woe is me. All bad things that happened to me, I still blamed it on the same situation, even though I told myself I had forgiven that person for doing it, which I did. I forgave him. I honestly talk to him now. I have no ill feelings towards him, but something inside of me was still not allowing me to progress, not allowing me to get to the level that I wanted to be at, not allowing me to actually be happy. And during this period, I actually got married, had a son. I was happy briefly, but even the marriage didn't work because we ain't gonna say it ain't all his fault, but I still had too much in me. And then recently, I would say within the last 5 to 6 years, something said, Leah, and also somebody, but something inside of me said, Leah, what's really going on? Why are you still in this rut? Why are you still feeling these feelings when you have honestly forgiven this person? And I had to pray about it, and I had to meditate about it, and I had to read, and I had to really take a step outside of myself and look at my life. And then I said, I never forgave myself for allowing that to happen. And I say that because, like I said in the beginning, I'm a very feisty, own my stuff, don't mess with me type of person. And it really hurt my spirit, it hurt my soul that something like that would happen to me. And I never allowed myself to mourn myself. I never allowed myself to forgive myself for putting myself in that situation. Now, I'm not saying that it was my fault completely, but what I'm saying is I have to let that go and let that little piece of me that was taken away that I've been searching for, I had to realize that it didn't go anywhere. I was out here searching for nothing. I was already here, I was already complete, I was already whole, I just didn't know it. So I had to learn to forgive myself. So when I learned to forgive myself, my life was so much better because I see things differently now. Little things that happen, trials and tribulations, is no longer woe is me. It's okay, wasn't supposed to do that anyway. Something else is coming. And it's an old saying that says as if you hold your money or your blessings in your hands with a clenched fist, tight, 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 and you never open it. True, your blessings and your money never come out, but you never get to receive anything else. So, moral of the story is learn to forgive yourself. Learn to open up. Know that everything that happens to you is not necessarily something that you did. It might be something that you have to go through in order to get you somewhere else better or somewhere that you're supposed to be. Or maybe you end up in a situation like this where you can possibly help somebody else. Now, what am I doing now? I have my own business, Creative Designs. I'm a business branding specialist. I do graphic design and help small businesses and just people looking for a way to develop their own company, gain their identity. So it's kind of ironic that I would be helping other people find their identity, right? But it works for me.